All right, we are live. Let's see what wants to flow in. Oh my gosh, so much is happening. So much is happening. What's going on, everybody? I feel called to do another one of these lives. My goal is to try to do one daily, so bear with me. I tried to get my last two to upload. I did a live on Saturday, did not want to upload, did one on Sunday, didn't want to upload, so I'm just going to upload it right from here, so I'm excited. I'm going to talk about kind of some of the things that are happening today, happening right now, things that have kind of past, present, future. That's kind of the theme of this. But welcome. How are you guys doing? Sent a bunch of waves. I love it. Yeah, 11/11 tomorrow. Powerful day. Powerful time to be alive. This is the greatest time to be alive, you guys. There's so much, my goodness. To even think that I'd be saying these things and sharing with you on here at this time is even mind-bending, so to speak. But welcome. How is everybody? Anybody have any quick questions before we dive in and open this portal of what's to come out? Yeah, 11/11. It is powerful, but it's also really grounding. And I think that's a big key for a lot of people, that you're seeing so many realities being played out right now. So many different energies, so many different perspectives being played out. A lot of people very anxious, a lot of people very grounded, a lot of people very confused, a lot of people very excited, a lot of people very scared, a lot of people really happy. So you're seeing a lot of emotions play out. That's the emotional scale. You know, we're designed as light beings, human beings, the word human, right? Light man, light people, light beings. And we were given this ability to feel all these emotions. Not many other things on this planet has the ability to feel emotions. And that's one of the biggest things that kind of been suppressed, especially for men, is the intuitive feeling, thinking less and feeling more. That's such a good premise. A lot of people are thinking right now. A lot of people are really in their heads, and you guys know this. It's kind of that thought loop, so to speak, that is constantly left brain, figure this out. But then you have people that are more tapped into the body and maybe to the right brain, which is the infinite mind, the no mind, the infinite space, the God brain. And we tend to use mostly left brain most of the time. And I talk about this so much because it is really everything if you break it down. From mainstream media, for example, like I mentioned on my last live, it's very left brain oriented. It's very statistical, very analytic, very programmed, very this, and it kind of starts to create a reality for us. So you want to be mindful and you want to be aware of where you're getting information. This is an age of information. This is the age of Aquarius. If you did not know that, it is an age where, iPhones were manifested as they were, websites and data and the cloud and Twitter, as weird and censorship as it is. Remember, everything's going to have balance. So as much information is out, there's also maybe a lot of misinformation and misleading information. The biggest realization we can have is that we've been misled for not just this year. We've been misled for decades, centuries, thousands of years. Because when you take control of, let's say, the money supply, if you take control of the mainstream news, where you can actually control the minds of people, you control the mind and you control the wallet. You control a lot of things for people. And when you take that from people, you take away people's ability to start thinking clearly, because their brain is a toxic soup full of heavy metals, full of parasites, full of dehydration, water that cannot reach their brain, full of chemicals, maybe alcohol, degeneration, different parts of the brain being shut off. It's just a cesspool of toxic soup. And so information that we're originally designed to get from source, from God, is actually disconnected. We've severed that cord, and instead we've put on an antenna and we tied it into mainstream media, and we tied it into cable, and we tie it into the news and social media. And there's nothing wrong if that's something that you're trapped in or stuck in, or maybe waking up to. It's amazing. Awareness and awakening is so key, but there's so many people right now that are actually living. Literally, you guys are on here, but they're living in another timeline. They're living in another reality. And what do I mean by that? There's millions of people in America and all over the world that think and believe that a president has been elected, right? Going right into it. President hasn't been elected. There's actually a whole process by all means of the Constitution, through the Supreme Court, through the electoral colleges, through election committees. And if you guys did not see today, a list of many, many big names you probably never heard before, but their roles, they all resigned today. Why? Why did they resign? Now stepping back a little bit and looking at where we're at today, these last 4 years have been quite a whirlwind. There have been so many projections, so many stories, so many disagreements, so many arguments, so much dispute, civil unrest, illusion, separation, anger, fear, greed, all of these things. All right? It's not that all of those things are what is. And stay with me. Those things are coming to the surface for us to change. Okay? So we've brought everything to the surface, right? That deep, deep subconscious mind of the collective, which has been hijacked by the mainstream media. The media has taken over people's minds for them and literally has created that program in people. And this is hard to comprehend. And if this is triggering, take your time, right? Look up 2 terms, discernment and cognitive dissonance, because it's okay. Because some of the things that I say, some of the things maybe your parents say or your friends say, or if you're watching says, and it triggers you, there's something in there for you to be healed. There's something that is trying to be shown to you to face. Where if we're disconnected from that awareness and the mainstream media or something we saw on Instagram or something we saw on our favorite athlete's Twitter, and they go ahead and share something, we immediately take it as true. We immediately believe. And it's interesting, you look at word magic, the word believe, B-E-L-I-E, you be the lie you've been told. And there's a difference between belief and knowing. That knowing is the very thing that the education system, that the news system, that the judicial system, all of these systems, right? There's nothing broken. It was designed this way. It's been kept from us so we can disconnect from our knowing. And some more word magic, just looking at the bigger picture before we dive into what's happening today, is it's always interesting we pay for a tuition. Right? We pay to go to college, or we pay to go to school. We pay a tuition. We pay a tuition because they don't want us to pay attention to our intuition, because our intuition is all-knowing. We clearly know this. But like our toxic soup in our brain, we have stagnants, we have blockages, we have mucus, we have parasites. We have a lot of cords in our solar plexus. This is the oven. This is the life. The solar system is a reflection of the solar plexus. And so when you start clearing these areas in your body, right? You guys see my banners I have. I didn't know about this stuff years ago, but I committed to unlearning and relearning, right? When you start clearing these energetic centers in your body, you start to line up and create a channel for yourself. That channel for yourself is why TV was manifested by the collective and was hijacked by the CIA, because that channel became a TV channel. It became a program. It became a pay program. It told you a vision, right? It was a direct television, direct TV, right? You're not capable, you're just watching cable. And so they've used these words to hijack the subconscious, and you've taken you away from your own channel. And they make you think the only channel you have is a YouTube channel, not the channel that's within. And every person can access this. This is God working through every single one of you. All of us, working through me, working through all of you on here. And it's up to us to create that expression within ourselves, clear our vessel, which holds that information, clear our systems, which hold that expression, and let our DNA express ourselves. And now we can help people. We can actually be a light for someone else. We can actually hold that space for someone else. We can stay grounded when projections and triggers happen. And it's so interesting because this is biblical. This is biblical times. As Jesus was, quote unquote, on the cross, getting crucified, just like people today are speaking truth and getting crucified, not in a violent way, but with projections, with anger, with violence, with words, with emotions, with hate. Those things are being projected on people every single day. And here's the thing. Why is it that mainstream media projected a winner? Projected. See how everything is projected out. They make us think that there's something outside of us. That outside of us is more of a known than inside of us, because the fear of unknown, that's what gets people scared. So looking at the voting system, because this is obviously a huge thing, and I know there's people out there going, oh, voting is such a waste of time. Voting is a fraud and this. I'll be honest, I didn't vote. I didn't vote this year. I have never voted. because I've always felt this gut feeling of something has not been right. And it's not that this year, this 2020 election is the voter fraud. No, the fraud just got caught. Every past president we have had in this United States, this business, by the way, this corporation, this isn't a country. America was bought and was created into a business. The United States of America. The United States is the corporation. And that corporation was bought on behalf of the Rothschilds and the Buckingham Palace and the Vatican and the gold and all of that stuff. Because when you control the money, you control anything. So America was lost. The Constitution was pushed under the rug, right? Legalities was changed. The law of the land was flipped to law of water. And we didn't know this because in school we weren't taught it. So our whole life we've been kind of programmed in a factory to not question things, to raise our hand if we have an issue, to go to work, to go to school, go to work, get a job, have a family, and die and retire and then leave. And then do it again, whether you believe that or not. So this system of voting has actually been distorted. And they use voting systems called Dominion, Hammer. You can actually look this up because it's getting caught right now. And last presidency, the one before, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bushes, all of it, all the way down, trickle the line, right? There were some people that were trying to end it, like Reagan, who was shot as a warning. There was JFK, who was killed, as you guys know, because they knew that not only was America infiltrated, the world was infiltrated. The world was attacked from the inside out. And organizations like the FBI and the CIA and other black op organizations have actually been behind all of this. The very people, the very organizations that are three letters that most people don't even know what it stands for, we think the government and those things have our best interests. And it's hard to speak on these things up until now because the world's waking up to it. So what's happening, whether you like Trump or not, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because you're attached to the messenger, not the message. What he's doing, he's actually taking a principle from The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And what happens is you actually pull back, you take a defeat. So Trump lost the election, right? The mainstream media declared Joe Biden winner for enough people to think that happened. Trump backed off. He went golfing. Did you guys see that? He went golfing. What does he know that the people don't know? Well, most people are awake and most people do have an idea. And a lot of people who've been in this country have known it's been under attack from the inside, not outside. There was no wars attacking us. We left to go attack other places, to steal their oil, to do sex trafficking, to harvest adrenochrome, to literally activate stargates for those that are aware of the spiritual world. There are powerful places in Iraq, Iran, the Middle East that actually have portals to go to another planetary system, to another dimension, and that's what the war is over. You see, the world that we see through the lens of the media, it has nothing to do with the world that actually is. It's the illusion. That is the illusion that we get caught up in. So with the voting, people say, oh, there's two birds from the same wing, or the same, whatever that call, where Republican and Democrat, they're the same. Yeah, they have been up until now. And I think a lot of people are having trouble grasping the fact that times are changing. The poles are flipping. The Schumann resonance, Mother Earth, is vibrating higher. Evil can't exist anymore. Fraud can't exist anymore. Illusion can't exist anymore. Darkness can't exist anymore. Trafficking can't exist anymore. Hate, greed, envy, lust, all those cardinal sins we've learned about in the Bible, they actually can't exist because they are all a vibration. Think about that. Everything is a vibration. So this election is just another vibration, except now people are actually looking at this election as something bigger than just fraud. Because when you wake up to fraud of the Electoral College and fraud of the voting system, which we the people vote and give our voltage, our electricity, our electrons to elect someone to run our country, we've been giving power away. But this is different because we're giving power to something that is actually helping everything flip. And that's what Trump is doing. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not here to say Trump is a savior. No, not by any means. If you think that, you might want to go inward and check in with yourself. You are the savior. The Christ connection with consciousness and God is the savior. We just play that out. Trump is playing a character. Trump is playing a role that is biblical. It is written in the stars. It is written in the astrology, in the occult. All of these things it's written. And you can look this up. And he's playing something out, right? And he's guided divinely. He's been assassinated, probably attempted assassinated over 20 times. And most people don't know that. You'll be hearing a lot about this stuff. Behind the scenes, there's a whole military operation going on worldwide. If you guys did not know, in 2016 and 2017, once Trump was inaugurated, he began the sweep. He began draining the swamp. And you guys hear that over and over and over. And for some of you, maybe that dislike this person and dislike this character, detach from it. I recommend detaching from it, zooming out, taking a higher lens and looking at what is actually transpiring. And that's hard to do. It was hard for me to do. But the best part is you can do it. And you just got to practice with it. And you got to sit with yourself, because you're going to go through these awakenings. You're going to go through the fact that maybe life up until this point, this very moment you're on here, has been a lie. It's been an illusion. It's not been what you thought. And when I woke up to this 3 years ago, I was sitting on the beach crying for 3 hours. 3 hours I was crying all alone on the beach when I woke up to this stuff. I had no idea. I thought Barack Obama was a good person. I thought he was a great president. He was so kind. He was always smiling. But that was the character. And that was another thing I want to share with you guys. These people like Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, they are actually playing characters. Barack Obama is a character. The real person, his name is Barry Soetoro. Okay? Michelle Obama, the real person is Michael Robinson. You see, they play characters. So how do they mask the playing of characters? They create Hollywood, which is black magic. They create Hollywood to create movies so people can go and play characters. So we're getting programmed right now by Hollywood to believe that life is fake and we can actually become a character on a screen. So the elites have taken this and they've become a character in politics. They became a character in the banking system. And when you have a character, you can make them whatever you want to be. Now, I'm not going to name athletes. I'm not going to name all the celebrities. But you're going to start seeing a lot of things come to light, because those shouting for joy that this sort of quote unquote Biden won, oh my goodness, Trump just mastered the illusion of dark to light. He mastered pulling people out into the open and they could show their true colors. And all he does is go, hey, American people, check this out. Watch the news. It's fake. That's all he's been doing. If you guys notice, he's a master 5D chess player. His IQ is one of the highest. Did you guys know that? He's level genius. He's a business person. You can't have a politician, because a politician does not change a country. He's a business person. So what he's done to change America, not the country, but the business of the United States corporation, he's gone in and he's flipped everything. He's cleaning house. Did you know he took back the Treasury back in March? What happened in March? COVID hit. Everything you've seen about this COVID is a smokescreen for what's happening behind the scenes. And you really look at it, and this is the greatest movie ever written. It's the greatest movie ever produced. It is so wild. And you're going to see movies, you're going to see documentaries, you're going to see books. 2,000 years from now, you guys, this time will be biblical. Literally, what we're doing right now, what you're doing right now, the light you hold, the truth you speak, the embodiment you intake, the things you do for your internal reality and external reality and giving back to others, Christ consciousness, compassion, love, and gratitude, simple stuff. That right there is ancient. That is biblical. That is what's been passed down. That's why we go to church, to learn this stuff. We are learning about actually what it is we embody. That's it. That's what it comes down to. And that's the most empowering thing you can do. Because that light, when enough people around the world come together and start collectively, consciously bringing this ideology, this vision together, you have New Earth. And you're going to have this splitting, because you can go to the store, and you guys know this, you could stand right next to a person and they're in a whole different reality. If you really pay attention, they'll see something go by and they'll get upset. You'll see the same thing and you'll get happy. What's the difference? Nothing. It's how you interpret the world. These are the seed of the soul. You literally see through these eyes. And these eyes are mostly water, 90% water. And the light that refracts out these lights are going to create this reality for you. It's truly amazing. It truly, truly is amazing. So those are being able to see through that veil. What you're about to see going forward is going to be the biggest fraud in the history of humanity, the biggest political scandal by the Democrat Party, which, in fact, again, a little bit of science or a little bit of history, the Democratic Party was actually infiltrated. It's been taken over by socialism and eventually communism by the CCP, which is the Chinese Communist Party. They bought America a long time ago. They buy your presidents. Saudi Arabia, all these other places, Israel, they're all involved. They call it the Five Eyes, if you want to look that up. Now, they also encompass Australia and New Zealand. And New Zealand was the place where these elites were going to go when Hillary Clinton would be elected. When she wasn't elected, that's when this all started to change. And that's why a lot of people don't survive long when they start speaking of this stuff. I have no fear because we're already past all that, and you won't see her again. You're not going to see any of these people again, in fact. And the people that you're seeing now, stay with me, they're not real. I know. Remember, you're watching a movie, and you've got to stay so grounded in that. At the end of the day, you're home. You're safe. Big picture, though, there's stuff happening that it would really take you out of that moment if you try to figure it out. But for me, what I've done, I've sacrificed a lot of my life these last 3 years. And I say I'll sacrifice it for you guys. I look in the camera with honesty. I did it for the collective. I did it for people because I realized I had to get out of my own way. And you might be feeling that call now. That's something it's just more than you now. Because when you think it's more than you, it is more than you because you are all things. So you're right. You're so right. So with the things that are about to come out, my recommendation as this stuff gets dropped, and as you see a lot of media companies fall back, Fox News lost 70 million followers, 70 million viewers in 2 days because of the election botch, because of the projection. Just like that, you guys are going to see these things go down and disappear so fast. And when it does, things are going to hit rock bottom. And when it does, you're going to be there to catch people, and you're going to be there to hold space for people. And you're going to remind them that it's all good. And you're going to remind them that it's okay. I was right there with you. And you're going to put your hand around them. And you're going to act as if you had that embodiment of Christ consciousness. It cannot be, I told you so. It cannot be, you should have listened to me. It cannot be those things because you just feed the beast. You feed that lower vibration that has blanketed this planet for so long. But that's ending now. And if you're still holding on to that timeline of the New World Order, Agenda 2020, step back a little bit. Close your eyes, truly close your eyes and feel yourself. Ask yourself, is that true? Is that true? And don't think, just feel. And you'll know that we are way past that. We passed it a long time ago. And the vibration of the planet, the plants and the animals, all the weather being recalibrated, there's a lot of amazing things on the horizon, you guys. The best literally is yet to come. And if you start paying attention, there is a military operation that is going on behind the scenes. And that's involved in becoming aware of this voter fraud. You're becoming aware there are ballots that are watermarked, right? There's a term called watch the water. And when you watch the watermark, those are the logistical, legalized ballots because 4 years ago, when Trump won the election, the NSA had recorded everything the bad people were doing. They recorded all of it. They have everything. They also recorded exactly how they kept winning presidential elections. How? Why? What was it? Why did it just not feel so authentic? Why did people, millions, feel that they had no choice to vote because it wouldn't mean anything? Because their intuition knew, and God was speaking through them. And enough people woke up to that in 2016 as God spoke through, and that led to where we are today. And so these last 4 years, you've seen the mockery, you've seen the impeachment, you've seen the Russia collusion, you've seen the scandals and the stories. False, all because one person who's kind of the front of it, but not leading it, is the face of this great awakening. And he's not the savior. Don't put him on a pedestal. Do not do that. Right? Do not do that. He's just playing a character because someone's got to do it. And what better person from a businessman who doesn't care, who's going to speak what he thinks, he's going to call out the nonsense and say what it is, and the other side is going to project on him, create stories, manipulate and persuade just like the mainstream media does. If you think about it, the things we're getting away from is the left brain. The things we're getting away from is the fight or flight. The things we're getting away from are the things that we overthink and we don't feel. The place we're going is that right brain. That's heaven on earth. That's infinite mind. That is no mind. That is where God can work through you, where you can activate your greatest gifts and you can contribute back to humanity the very things you probably knew as a kid. What do you want to be when you grow up? That weird answer you had, that's what you really are. Society just took that away from you and has taken it away from a lot of us. And so we're getting back to this 0 point. We're getting back to this consciousness, back to thinking through the heart, because we have the mind, the gut, and the heart. We have 3 brains, and the strongest one of all is our heart. The most thinking mind of all, the analytical one, is that. The most feeling is our gut, and the most knowing is the heart, right? That's that embodiment. And in the mind, the left and the right hemisphere is connected via the corpus callosum. And that corpus callosum is the shape of a cross. And that is where the rebirth happens, as your soul and your energy and your cerebral spinal fluid crawls up those 33 vertebrae. Just like Jesus was crucified at 33 years old, we are playing out a Bible theory. We're playing out a prophecy, and you guys are all in it. And you're a part of the greatest transformation in the history of humanity. So don't be surprised when you start seeing stuff as much as tomorrow. Tomorrow is 11/11. In the Bible, the Noah's Ark, the flood, everything that happened literally happened during this time of the year. We're in biblical times, and it's the most amazing thing. So if that does help you, I hope it does, to reground back into your body, to trust that everything's going to be okay. Why? Because you decide it. Not me, not the TV, not the president, not the voting, not the big picture. You do. And you've got to remember you're more powerful than you think. Your words create reality. Your thoughts, your emotions, your mindset, everything put together is vibrating out and is creating matter instantaneously. We all vibrate. We are all held together by light. This is a simulation, and we get to live out the greatest simulation. Our soul gets to experience the greatest thing possible. But yet we let things come in, and we let things manipulate us and drain us and bring us down to those lower vibrations, right? That lower condensed, right? That kind of hell feeling, like, oh, everything is worst case. Check yourself. It all comes back to you. It all comes back to you. And that's what people are seeing. That's what people are seeing. So right now, all the voting thing is in the Supreme Court. It's going through it right now. Each one of these states are going through the recounts and the audits. You're going to see so much corruption, you guys. You're going to see so much. And this was all planned. This was all set up. It was already done. The car drove by a long time ago. The collective's just getting hit with the wind. And once the wind settles and there's nothing else left, that's when that awakening happens, because that is when we all come back to that present moment. And that's where life is. There is no such thing as past. There is no 1996. That's an illusion, you guys. That's a memory. 2019 is a memory. Yesterday is a memory. There is nothing except memories and visions. Anything that there is what you see right in front of you right now. Everything else is a story. That's all it is. And when you can really detach and observe that, your power, your energy, your excitement for life gets that much clearer. It gets a little scary maybe at first, but you will know the best is yet to come. So I just wanted to make sure you guys kind of were aware of these things. It is a lot happening. Again, be there for people. There will be a lot of confusion, a lot of sadness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of maybe depression. There are going to be a lot of healing taking place. But don't worry, because with that healing is going to come so many things. Cures, patents being released, free energy, abundance, peace, humanity, money, Nasara, all this back to me and you, because we're worthy of it. God didn't design us to stay a slave. God didn't design us just to go to work and die. God didn't design us just to eat one food for the rest of our life and just hopefully get by with our health. God didn't design us to sit in front of a TV and be told what to do. God didn't design any of that. God designed you and your genetic gifts, and God put everything together for you to express your masculine and your feminine. Not this or that, but both in a dance and a unison. And that's literally where we're heading to. And so taking it back to you, just focus on your lifestyle. Focus on what you can do to feel better, to come out better. Drink more water. Maybe say no to certain things. De-stress. Get in nature. Breathe a little bit deeper. Stretch your body. Go for a walk. Give someone a hug. Text someone you love them. Because every little thing counts. Every little thing contributes to the collective piggy bank. And that's why we are here today. That's why collectively, all of us watching this and all of us hearing this in their dreams and in another world, because it's all connected, that's what's allowed this awakening to occur. Isn't it amazing? It really is amazing. And when you really step back and notice and put it all together, it's the greatest gift that there ever was. So just know everything is under control. Everything is being played out as is. The best is yet to come. Let go of those worst case timelines. We're past that. Maybe some people will quote unquote play that out, but that's their world. That's their reality, because my reality is different than yours. But at the end of the day, we're all coming from the same place and we're ending up in the same place, and that's here right now. And that's all that there is and all that ever will be. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I know probably there's tons of specific questions. I am going to post this right now. But that was it. I just wanted to get that out. I know there's so much anxiety and so much confusion. And it's like, oh my gosh, every minute, what's going to happen next? You're going to be seeing a lot. And it's going to happen slow, but it's going to happen. And when it does happen, and as it does happen, you just know that you're prepared for it, that your DNA is ready for it, that you've done things in your life that you can handle, that you were chosen by God and you chose yourself. You chose this time to be here. You've trialed and erred many times on this plane. You've trialed and erred many times in this place called Earth, where you come and learn how to use your energy and build your energy, and how to use your energy to create things and how to save things instead of give your energy away. Life is about energy, you guys. It's how much energy you can build. If you build that energy, you create whatever you want. Sexual energy is the strongest energy. It can create life. Don't waste it. Don't fall into the lower vibrations. Ditch those stimulations. Get away from those attachments and those lusts and the greed. Everyone's working on it. I'm working on it. Everyone is. But just keep going. Keep on going. Building that energy. Transmuting it from your heart. Channel it out just like a Care Bear would. It's just literally just like a Care Bear would. As wild as that sound, your inner child is laughing. And that's the beauty of it. Your inner child knows. There's so many resources and tools. If you do message me, I'm getting back as fast as I can to you, but it's just a lot happening. And you can sit back and relax and enjoy the show. You could speak your truth like I am if you feel called. Whatever it is that your higher self in your heart's telling you to do that. That's the best. You don't have to do more. You don't have to do less. You just have to do exactly what you feel called to do, not what you think to do, what you feel to do. And that is your gift. That is what's going to be called when you're going to be helping these children who are being rescued. These people that are coming home from all these wars, these people who have lost all their money from their fraud and the tax theft from the IRS, these people that are coming off medications from the corrupt big pharmaceuticals, which I experienced firsthand with my father. You're going to see all this come back. It's coming back to you now. It's returning back to origin. Structure yourself. Prepare yourself for it. Everything is working out best case scenario. And yeah, it's truly amazing. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I'm going to wrap it up because I'm going to bed. I'm tapped out, but I just felt so called to come on here and share. And I'm going to do more of these. And I'm going to have podcasts. My equipment's on the way, so stay tuned for that. My website's being built. I'm going to have programs and courses. I got everything working for you guys. I'm going to bust my butt and do everything I can to serve you, because that's what my dad taught me. And he said the number one thing when I grew up was leaders serve, and leaders are constantly learning. And when you can give back to people and you can light someone up, you're doing God's work. And it doesn't have to be anything outside of what you can't do already. And when you have that knowing and you have that capability without a cape like a superhero, but you know that you're capable, you got everything you need. You're divinely guided. Have an amazing night. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next one. Share my stuff. Take it all. If you credit me, great. This is universal information. I'm not here as a gatekeeper. I'm not here keeping stuff from the collective because of this or that. I'm out of the scarcity. I'm out of the limitation. There's too much abundance, too much information to hold back. And there's no need to. So share it, tag it, send it, offer it to people. Much love. Have an amazing night. I'll see you in the dream world. Maybe we'll have a dream. We'll fly together. You never know. I wish you water. Much love.